Before I jump into today's SPY analysis on YouTube, this is just want you to know that this is not a usual occurrence, but we're doing so because a year ago today, March 1st of 2022, we started presenting both the daily SPY and the daily Triple Q report on a daily basis, just like you see in Tesla and Apple every day on YouTube. It's on the subscription side of wickedstocks.com. We do it every single day in the format you're about to watch. And we just feel great about it. It's a growing product, continuing to grow at a decent pace. And I just also want you to know that because of the 1-year anniversary, we are offering a 15% reduction on a subscription to wickedstocks.com, which does include the daily SPY and the daily Triple Q report and 2 individual stock picks every week that are 5 to 10 minute video format, as well as the S&P 500 index, the NASDAQ 100 index, and the TLT, the long bond ETF, all that for $47 a month. And if you sign up today, we've got a coupon code. Just see the link below. It takes you to wickedstocks.com payment gateway. It offers you 15% off your first month. And it is the coupon code is WICKED2023. All capitalized, WICKED2023. And so without further ado, let's jump into today's daily SPY analysis. Hi, this is Kerry Artek with Wicked Stocks, bringing you the daily SPY report for Wednesday, March 1st, 2023. Let's jump into the charts. I'll start with this bigger picture chart, all daily charts for the most part. We settled about a week plus, maybe 7 or 8 days ago below this rising speed line that today's at 406.02, setting off a meaningful sell signal in the order of about 3 to 5 weeks down into the 377.11 to 383.67 region. And that remains a 3 to 5 week target. We're probably, maybe a third of the way down there right now. And so preceding 406.02, as you're well aware, is 400.12. That former channel bottom, we actually closed below the same day we closed below the speed line. And so it is early resistance, if you will. It's great for 3 to 5 day swing traders because below the 400.12 mark, we are anticipating a Fibonacci level in the coming days, I think is realistic at 391.49. That's been an objective now since we settled actually below 406.02. And of course, 383.67 remains a 3 to 5 week downside objective. So I don't have both 391.49 and 412 on the same chart, but I'm going to bounce back to 400.12 right now and say that that is an area that can be sold into next week, and below which you can say that the 377.11 to 383.67 region remains a 2 to 3 week target. On the way down, though, we do have that Fibonacci level, respectable 3/8 downside over the last 5 or 6 months at 391.49. That may be in reach today. So with respect to the day trade itself, 396.75 is intraday resistance. If tested, able to contain intraday buying pressures, and below which we can continue south to 391.49 intraday. 393.64 is, FYI, that move low from 3 days ago. It can give the market trouble on an intraday basis, but just know that holding below 396.75 will keep 391.49 in reach, where we may well bottom out through the balance of the week. And once tested, we could rally back to the former channel bottom at 400.12 within a matter of several days, 3 to 5 days. But also know that closing below 391.49 is considered an eventuality. I'm not expecting it today, but if later in the week we do, we should then by the end of next week test that targeted 383.67 channel bottom, which is part of a range down to that 377.11 rising 2/3 speed line that can absorb selling pressures actually through the second quarter, through March, through the second quarter. Now on this particular chart, you see 398.57, and I have that as a minor point. It's also a descending 1/3 speed line, but I had to decide, is it going to be 398.57 or is it going to be 400.12 as our primary resistance through the rest of the week? And I'm going for 400.12. It's been holding well anyway. They're almost the same price, but 398.57 is nonetheless a respectable day trade. This sort of underscores that all the points that I pick are good levels. They're well suited for aggressive day traders. I also like to isolate the 3 to 5 day, the 3 to 5 week time horizon. And once again, whether your time horizon is 2 to 3 weeks, you're selling 400.12, anticipating 383.67, or 3 to 5 days, you're selling 400.12, anticipating 391.49. Let's talk upside. In the event we rally today and close not only above 398.57, but more importantly, above the 400.12 former channel bottom, we should see follow through buying, I'm going to say by Friday's close. Over the next couple of days, we should then reach this 406.02 former rising speed line. Significant overhead resistance, as you can see, able to contain at least weekly buying pressures. It actually is becoming a range up to 414.71 that over the next week and a half will converge in the 410s. 414.71 is, once again, if you recall, that long-term speed line on the daily chart that captured the highs several weeks ago. It is our 4-star resistance. Now you see 415.13 here, and that's because on the weekly chart, it comes in at 415.13. This is our breakout resistance to the upside as we move into April, May. If we were to close above 415.13 in the coming weeks, then 430.36 becomes our next 2 to 3, 3 to 5 week target where we could top out at least on a quarterly basis, possibly into later year, and if settled above, would mark a good annual low. I would then expect longer-term bullish continuation into later year if we were to close above it, but we are a long way from that right now. Most of you are day traders. So once again, emphasizing heavy today below 396.75, 391.49 in reach perhaps where we could bottom out through the rest of the week. That's a decent day trade, a decent 3 to 5 day swing trade back up to that 400.12 level, but know that closing below 391.49 is considered an eventuality, and if so, the 3 to 5 day swing trade resumes a heavy tone. So short again, below 391.49, expecting 383.67. Now, for those of you who are big picture traders, you know that the settlement below the 406.02 speed line was an opportunity to buy, say, 380 out of the money puts that don't expire for at least 2 or 3 months. I always like to go out much further than the anticipated target date of 3 to 5 weeks to preserve delta on the way down. In terms of buying out of the money calls, you know, if we close above 400.12 today, you could look for 410 out of the money calls because this 406.02 speed line is rising, as I say, converging with this more meaningful speed line at 414.71 over the next week, week and a half. And so that would be a likely objective if we close above 400.12 because 406.02 is rising. But if you're a big picture options trader, once again, it would be a settlement above 414.71 that I think gives the quote-unquote reliable buy signal into the upper 420s. And there you're looking for maybe 425, 430 out of the money calls that don't expire for at least a month. I'd go a couple out. But we're also, once again, a long way from that. I'm going to leave you with this image. This pretty much says it all for the day. And in fact, actually, I'm going to leave you with this image if we're talking for the day itself. 391.49 likely today below 396.75. I'm going to leave it at that. That's all I have for Wednesday's Daily SPY Report. Of course, I'll be back again tomorrow with Thursdays, and you have a great evening.